Jay is a mysterious spirit who does not know who he is. Every day, the spirit wakes up in the body of a random teenager and lives their day for them. Justin is asleep when he receives a series of messages from a girl named Rhiannon. When he wakes up, Justin is not himself anymore. The person inside his body greets Justin, unfazed to be inside someone else's body, like he has been doing this his whole life. He set 2 alarms, one for 11 p.m. and the other for 11:50 p.m. Then he starts getting ready for school. Rhiannon's mother wakes her up for school. Grouchily, the girl wakes up. She goes to the bathroom and checks her phone for any replies from her boyfriend. Justin still has not reverted to her. Rhiannon gets ready for school and makes a smoothie while checking her phone every minute. Justin still has not replied. Disappointed as she is, she starts to send him another text, but then thinks better of it and does not. Rhiannon's mother walks into the kitchen. Her dad is sitting at the table when she asks him to run some errands for her, but her father ignores her, too engrossed in his phone to respond coherently. Let down, her mother just asks him to try to make it happen. She then leaves for her work. Rhiannon takes the smoothie she prepared and goes to wake up her older sister, Jolene. Jolene always drives Rhiannon to school before she goes to work. And as always, Jolene looks like a hungover mess. She puts her makeup on in the car while she drives. It is reckless and irresponsible, but it is there every day. Rhiannon hands Jolene her smoothie and Jolene almost barfs. The two share a laugh. When Justin gets to school, his friend notices that he is acting a little differently, but the spirit in him manages to keep up appearances. During recess, Rhiannon is listening to her friend, Rebecca, talk about college campuses. But she is only half attentive. Rhiannon looks for Justin. When Rebecca notices it, she is exasperated. Rebecca thinks that Justin always takes Rhiannon for granted, and the girl should just break up with him. Just then, Justin walks into the cafeteria and Rhiannon rushes to him. She nervously apologizes to him for texting him so much the night before. Rhiannon rambles on, but Justin seems clueless for a few seconds. When the spirit in Justin's body recognizes her, he smiles at her. He tells her that he is the one who should apologize for not texting her back. Rhiannon says he doesn't have to reply to all her texts, but the guy thinks he has to. She's his girlfriend after all. Rhiannon is a little taken aback, as she is not used to Justin being so considerate. Justin affectionately tucks a lock of Rhiannon's hair behind her ear, and the girl is stunned for a second. He is being so different today, Rhiannon cannot place what changed. She asks if he has any important events that day. Justin says only has practice. Rhiannon suggests that they both should skip school that day and spend time together. Justin is not sure if that is something they usually do, but he goes with Rhiannon anyway. The two teens drive away in Justin's car. Justin is acting very differently today, and while Rhiannon cannot understand what is happening, she is happy. He is considerate of her likes and dislikes, and he even lets her choose what music to play. They both sing along to the song in the car. Even Jay is enjoying himself a lot. They go to the aquarium and spend a fun day together. Justin takes a picture of them. They go to the beach and eat Chinese food and have a blast of a day. Rhiannon is happy because she has never had this much fun with Justin before. While walking around, they eat fortune cookies. Rhiannon gets a fortune, you have a nice smile. Rhiannon thinks that is a bad fortune because it predicts nothing. Justin contradicts her statement. She then gets a text from her dad, and her mood instantly deflates. Justin, Jay, asks her what is wrong. She never talks about her dad much. Rhiannon has never told anyone this before, but she confides in Justin. She tells him about the manic episode that her dad had a few years ago. He came home one day and told his family that he had gotten a big promotion. He took the family out to a fancy French restaurant and booked the entire theater for them to watch a movie. But in the end, they found out that her dad had gotten laid off instead and has had a manic outburst. Rhiannon tells Justin that after this incident, everything changed between her parents. Her mom had to work 2 jobs to sustain them, and they even came close to losing their house. Her dad just stayed home and never went to work again. She tells him that he now just paints weird faces and sits around the house. The person inside Justin's body tells her that sometimes people need a break when life gets too much. It seems to him that Rhiannon is resenting her father because he checked out for some time. Rhiannon gets uncomfortable and does not want to talk about this anymore, but she feels good now that she has shared this with him. Justin kisses Rhiannon. The two end a perfect day as Justin drops Rhiannon home. Justin tells her, a little disappointedly, that not every day is going to be like the day they had. Soon it will be time for Jay to exit Justin's body, and Justin will go back to how he used to be. But Rhiannon cannot know that. She tells him today was the happiest day she has had in a long time, and no matter what tomorrow brings, she wants to end this day on a nice note. She kisses him goodbye and likes that he does not taste like cigarettes as he usually does. The next morning, Jay wakes up as Amy. He set 2 alarms on the girl's phone for 11 p.m. and 11:50 p.m., and then clicks a picture of the girl he has woken up as. When Rhiannon gets to school that day, she finds Justin is back to his usual self. He is smoking with his friends and Rhiannon is simply disappointed. Suddenly, a girl approaches her. It is Jay as Amy. She tells Rhiannon that she is new to the school, and so would like to shadow Rhiannon for the day. Rhiannon does not mind helping the girl out. Rhiannon brings Amy to the lab class. She introduces the girl to her friends Rebecca and Alexander. Alexander seems to have a little crush on Rhiannon, but the girl is completely oblivious. She notices Justin walk by outside the class and calls his name. He enters looking totally angry. He tells Rhiannon that his coach is angry at him for missing practice the day before. He cannot remember what they did. The whole day is just a fog in his memory, and now he has to take makeup classes and work an extra shift. Justin gets annoyed at Rhiannon. Amy comes to the girl's rescue and tells Justin to stop whining. He spent an amazing day with his beautiful girlfriend, and now he is crying about missing work. Jay cannot help but scowl at him. Rhiannon asks Amy to back off. She is fine. Justin leaves from there with a reminder to Rhiannon about Steve's party that weekend. Amy apologizes to Rhiannon. She just could not control herself when Justin was being unappreciative. Rhiannon is offended by that. Amy tucks a lock of Rhiannon's hair just like Justin had done the day before. Rhiannon suddenly does not feel like being in the class. She leaves Amy in Alexander's care and leaves. Rhiannon rides back home with Jolene. Joe can sense Rhiannon's bad mood. Rhiannon tells her it is because of Justin. Jolene also thinks Justin is not a good guy. She advises Rhiannon to either break up with the guy or cheat on him, just like their mother does. Rhiannon defends her mother. She does not cheat, but Jolene knows that's just Rhiannon being oblivious on purpose. The next day, Jay wakes up as a different boy, Nathan. He opens his laptop and checks the distance from his location to Rhiannon's, and then goes through the same ritual of setting alarms. At night, Rhiannon gets to the party with Justin. At the party, Justin remains busy with his friends, completely ignoring Rhiannon. Rhiannon changes the music to the song that she and Justin sang along to the other day, but Justin never reacts. Instead, Rhiannon sees a guy on the dance floor, dancing funnily to the tunes. She smiles and joins him to sing and dance. Everyone starts to notice. Rhiannon asks him if he goes to the same school as hers. The guy tells her his name is Nathan, and that he is Steve's cousin. Nathan compliments Rhiannon's unique name. The two are still dancing when Justin glides in. He stands next to Rhiannon and looks at Nathan with suspicious eyes. Nathan lets him know he is gay, and only then does Justin seem to relax a bit. Nathan calls him Galahad and tells him he has got nothing to worry about. The reference goes over the top of Justin's head. He leaves to be with his friends. Nathan and Rhiannon end up outside sitting inside a dollhouse in the yard. Nathan cannot understand why Rhiannon is with Justin. She tells him it is because they love each other, and it is good with him sometimes. He is the type of guy she likes. Nathan wants to know what her type is. Rhiannon gives him the specifics: tall, slim, nice shoulders. They laugh at the silliness. Upstairs, Justin is playing video games with his friends, but he still is not happy about some guy dancing around with his girlfriend, no matter that he is gay. He confirms with Steve if his cousin really is gay, but Steve does not have a cousin who is at the party. Nathan tells Rhiannon that she can be attracted to more things than just what she listed to him. He carefully tucks a lock of her hair behind her ear. Rhiannon wants to know more about what he said, but suddenly, the alarm rings. Rhiannon takes Nathan's phone away, but it is getting closer to Jay's leaving time. Rhiannon takes his number, even though Nathan tells her he will not have the same number the next day. Suddenly, Justin and his friends come shouting. They know Nathan is some imposter. Nathan rushes from there in his car before the rest can catch him. Justin manages to throw a rock at the car's windshield. The next morning, Jay wakes up as a blind teenager. Rhiannon gets to school, and Justin is watching the news about Nathan. He was found asleep in his car at 1 in the morning. They report he was at the side of a highway with a broken back windshield. When asked questions, Nathan told them that he had been possessed by Satan. It is all over social media. Justin plans to talk to the guy in person, but Rhiannon asks him to leave him alone. He is clearly disturbed. A few days later, at lunch, Rhiannon shows Rebecca a text from a random number that says, "If you meet me alone, somewhere public, I can explain. Please come alone." Rhiannon decides to go meet the person at a book cafe. A girl sits down in front of her. She tells Rhiannon that Nathan sent her. Rhiannon asks where Nathan is. The girl tells her that he is here. In a way, she fumbles to explain. She tells Rhiannon that today he is Megan. The day that Rhiannon met Nathan, he was Nathan. The day that Amy shadowed Rhiannon at school, that person was Amy, and the day she went to the beach with Justin, he was inside Justin. Rhiannon is so confused. The person goes on to tell Rhiannon that he is someone who wakes up in a different body every day. It is always someone around his age, and in the same area. He is never the same person twice. The spirit has absolutely no control over what body he ends up in. He has no idea why this happens or how it even happens. It is the first time he has told anyone about it. Rhiannon is not ready to believe any of that. She wonders if Rebecca or someone else she knows is pranking her. Just as she is about to leave, the person inside Megan's body stops her by reciting the fortune she had gotten in her cookie from the day on the beach with Justin. Rhiannon cannot understand what is happening. She told Justin all those things, not this random girl. She thinks someone is trying to prank her. The spirit argues that Justin never talks to Rhiannon the way they talked that day. He never spends time with her as they had. Justin does not see her. Upset and confused, Rhiannon just leaves. At school, when Justin meets her, Rhiannon is a little jumpy. She tries to act normal. She asks him if he knows Megan. Justin is confused. Rhiannon asks if he remembers what she told him about her dad the other day, but Justin has no memory of it. Shocked, Rhiannon takes her phone out and texts the person she met the day before. She wants to believe him, but she doesn't know how. The person asks her to meet him. They meet at a diner. Today, the person is a big guy named James, but he introduces himself as Jay. He named himself Jay because he wanted to be named something unique. Rhiannon asks him questions about their time together, and even when Jay answers them correctly, she still cannot believe it. It all feels so surreal to her. Rhiannon thinks she could be going insane, and James could be lying to her. She asks questions about Jay's life. Jay does not know if he even has parents. He just assumed that he did, but every day of his life, he has lived as a new person, so nothing has been constant for him. He tries to live one day for the person he wakes up as, and tries not to mess anything up for them, leaving no mark or trace of Jay in that person. Rhiannon wants to know what it is like when Jay is somebody else. Jay tells her that he has full control of his consciousness, and the person whose body he is inhabiting sleeps off, but Jay can access that person's memories as the day proceeds. Rhiannon feels sad for Jay. This life feels very lonely. Jay shows Rhiannon their Instagram account. The feed is a collection of different faces of the people whose bodies Jay has been in. He keeps this to keep track of the lives he has impacted. All this is too much for Rhiannon to process. She decides to leave and take some time alone to think about everything Jay has told her. Rhiannon gets home and checks out Jay's Instagram account again. She finds the picture of her and Justin that they took at the aquarium on their beach date the other day. Not knowing what to do, she goes to her father's studio in the garage. She looks at his paintings, but when the old man walks in and asks if she needs anything, Rhiannon just says no and leaves. The next day, she goes to visit Nathan at the church. Nathan is surely a little deranged. He thinks the night that he had blacked out, he had been possessed by the devil. Rhiannon tells him she wants to talk to him to write about his experience in her school newspaper. Only then does the boy agree to speak with her. The two sit down to talk, and all that Nathan remembers from that night is dancing and sitting in a ridiculously small house. He remembers running for his life, and that is it. Nathan believes that when Satan was inside him, he used his Instagram to access his account. But Nathan recognizes Rhiannon from one of the photos on that account. Before she can ask more questions, the Reverend sends her away. The next day at school, Rhiannon cannot help but look for Jay in every face. She finds him at the end of a crowded hallway. Catching up to Jay, Rhiannon takes them by surprise, because Rhiannon was able to recognize them in a different face. It is a girl who doesn't even go to the same school. Jay just came to meet Rhiannon. He felt a connection to Rhiannon, and cannot seem to let that go. Rhiannon is upset that Jay let her kiss him whilst in Justin's body, and that she shared something very personal to her with Jay thinking it was Justin. Jay argues that Justin can never understand Rhiannon. Being in his mind told Jay that much. Rhiannon should not be with Justin. Rhiannon exasperatedly asks then who should she be with. Jay thinks she could if she wants to. Rhiannon thinks it is totally ridiculous. How is it even supposed to work when Jay is inside a different person every day? Jay asks Rhiannon to give them a chance. Later, while spending time with Justin on their homework date, Rhiannon realizes that Justin does not understand her at all. The next day, Rhiannon waits for Jay to text her, but when she does not get a message, she feels disappointed. While on her way home, she receives a text from Jay asking her to meet at the library. Rhiannon's mood uplifts instantly. She reaches the library and finds Jay there. At first, Jay pretends to be someone else and pranks her. Rhiannon feels embarrassed and is about to leave when the boy laughs. The two settle down, and Rhiannon finds out that the boy Jay is inside of this day has an extremely strict mother. George is being homeschooled and he hates it. Jay tells her George needs to learn 50 new facts in an hour before his mother arrives to pick him up. Jay asks Rhiannon about her day. She tells him that she was thinking about him all day. Jay is happy to know that. Rhiannon asks what it was like being the way Jay is when he was a child. Jay begins to tell Rhiannon that there is not much he can remember, but he was 6 when he figured out that he was different from other kids. People around him would talk about tomorrow being a constant, but every day Jay would wake up as a new person. There was no constant tomorrow for Jay, but there was never anyone who understood. The adults always thought Jay was joking and treated it like a child being a child. Jay never stayed in one body for more than 24 hours, so there was never enough time to make a connection or have a family. Rhiannon holds his hand to comfort Jay. She asks if Jay ever found anyone like him. But no, he never did. They lean toward each other to kiss, but the librarian shushes them. Rhiannon helps Jay learn some new facts. When they are done, Rhiannon kisses him as a reward for a job well done. When George's mother finds the two of them kissing in the library, she is livid. Rhiannon laughs and runs away. The next day, Jay wakes up inside Rhiannon's body. Jay looks in the mirror and sees Rhiannon's reflection back. Jay promised to be cool about this. Walking out the door, Rhiannon's mother hugs the girl. She has a meeting in DC on Sunday and asks Rhiannon to come with her for a mother-daughter bonding time. Jay happily agrees on Rhiannon's behalf. Jay gets dressed as Rhiannon and sets the alarms as usual. Then Rhiannon goes to school, smiling all the way. Jolene notices something that seems different about her, but cannot say what. At school, Rhiannon is going through her locker when Justin comes up behind her. He kisses her and Rhiannon, being possessed by Jay, gets awkward about it. She wiggles out from under Justin's hold. Justin invites her to his place to spend some special time together, but Rhiannon says no. Justin gets upset. He thought Rhiannon liked it when they did that. Rhiannon turns to him with annoyance and tells him that he has no idea what she likes. She snaps at him and tells him that she does not consider fooling around in his gross room and watching him as he plays video games is special. She tells him if they are going to spend quality time together, Justin will be paying attention to her but not otherwise. Justin is baffled. He cannot understand where Rhiannon is coming from. She tells him they have only ever had one special day. Justin is sick and tired of hearing about this special day. Rhiannon yells it is because he does not remember it. Realizing that Jay just almost spilled his secret, Rhiannon walks away from Justin, asking him to stay away from her that day. Jay apologizes to Rhiannon for losing control of his temper with Justin. He hopes that Rhiannon will not be mad at him tomorrow. Rhiannon goes to her dad's studio and asks him why he paints. Her dad tells her that all those years of doing something that was not his thing took a toll on his mental health. Now he just paints faces because it is what he sees in his mind's eye. Rhiannon sits for her dad as a model. Later that night, Jay writes a letter to Rhiannon. Jay tells her that he tried to leave her every memory of the day and tried to change as less as possible for her. He hopes Rhiannon will not be mad at him later because he did not choose to be her. He would never do that to her even if he could. He tells her that he cares about her very much. The next morning, Rhiannon wakes up as herself. The first thing she does is goes to meet Justin and breaks up with him. She calls Jay and tells him that she woke up feeling clearer than she ever has. The two plan to meet up. Jay is in a different boy's body today. He drives the car while Rhiannon sits next to him. She thanks him for not breaking up with Justin for her and letting her get to it herself. Rhiannon brings them to her uncle's cabin for a weekend getaway. She kisses him and they go inside the cabin. Rhiannon tells Jay that she remembers most things from the day that he was her. She tells him that he should leave more of an impression on the people he possesses. He should leave more memories behind and make a mark on them. But Jay is not a person. He is just a thing. He wonders how that does not bother Rhiannon. That he kisses a lot of people and is never the same person. He has been a lot of boyfriends and a lot of girlfriends. How can Rhiannon still like him? Rhiannon kisses him in reply. The two head out to the deck for a picnic. Rhiannon asks him why he can only stay in a person for 24 hours. Jay has no idea. After 24 hours, the person starts to pull back into their body and Jay is pushed away. Rhiannon asks if he considers himself a boy or a girl. Jay answers with a yes. It is both. He leaves for the night to take the boy's body he is possessing back to the boy's home. He plans to return tomorrow to meet Rhiannon at the cabin. The next day comes and goes but Jay does not show up. Rhiannon waits for him the entire time. The next day, Rhiannon is in the car with her mother. Her mother is angry with Rhiannon for disappearing right before their plans to go to DC together. Rhiannon is constantly messaging Jay to answer her texts, but he is nowhere to be found. Rhiannon cannot figure out what is wrong with Jay. 2 days later, Jay wakes up as Michael, a boy whose family is going on a trip away from the city. Jay cannot let that happen. He runs away from the house and calls Rhiannon. He asks her to pick him up before Michael's family forces him to go away. Jay runs towards Rhiannon's car when she shows up. The car gets damaged in the chase, but Michael's mother is right behind him, calling him to stop. Jay gets into Rhiannon's car and manages to escape. When Rhiannon and Jay get back to her house, Rhiannon is angry at him for leaving her alone that day. Jay tells her he could not come because he was inside a kid who was supposed to have a lung operation. The two finally make up. Rhiannon and Jay spend some romantic time together. Jay wonders if the two can keep doing this always. Rhiannon assures him that they can figure this out together. Later, Rhiannon apologizes to Jolene for damaging her car. She confides in Jolene about the person she is in love with. She tells her about Jay and how he wakes up in a different body each day. Jolene does not understand what Rhiannon's trying to tell her. She just wants to not be involved. That makes Rhiannon upset. At school, Rhiannon gets into a fight with Rebecca when she asks her about the random guy who left her in the middle of the woods. Rhiannon tells her it is not her business. As Rebecca leaves, Rhiannon gets a text from Jay. She calls him and a girl answers. The girl Jay is possessing that day. Jay tells Rhiannon that the girl is going to end her life soon. Rhiannon meets Jay at the girl's house. Jay shows her the notebook where the girl has drawn her dark thoughts. She is going to drive herself into the side of an overpass. Both Jay and Rhiannon feel bad. Rhiannon tells Jay that he needs to stop Kelsey from doing this. Jay needs to take an action for Kelsey. Call her father and let him know or seek out help. Jay thinks it is not his decision. It is Kelsey's life, and he has never interfered in another person's life like that. Then what about Justin? Rhiannon asks. Jay tells her it was because of Rhiannon that he did that. Rhiannon convinces Jay to stay in Kelsey's body until the next day and help the girl get help. Kelsey's father will get home in the morning, and until then, Jay must stay in her body and help Kelsey. Rhiannon stays with Jay through the night. In the morning, when Kelsey's dad returns home, the girl asks him for help and shows him the notebook where Kelsey had drawn her darkest thoughts. Rhiannon, who had stayed the night with Jay, finally leaves for home. Jay managed to stay another day inside Kelsey and helped save the girl's life. Rhiannon sneaks into bed that morning. Her father comes into her room to talk to her. He asks her about what she told Joe. Rhiannon brushes it away, saying it was just a joke. Her dad tells her that he loves her, and he is there for her if she needs him. He is about to leave when Rhiannon asks him if he still loves her mother. Of course, he does. But he does not think people know what it is like when you are in love with someone, and that person changes. At school, Justin's friends call Rhiannon names, but she ignores them. She finds Jay, who is in a girl's body today. Jay and Rhiannon go to talk somewhere private. That is when Jay tells her that Kelsey is safe and is getting the help she needs. Rhiannon is so happy. She cannot believe that Jay stayed in someone's body for longer than 24 hours. Rhiannon asks if he could stay in someone else's body too. Jay supposes that he could. They make up plans to meet the next day, and Jay kisses Rhiannon. At night, Rhiannon stays up late waiting for her mother to return home. When the woman gets back, Rhiannon tells her that she knows her parents are trying to make their marriage work. She understands that her father has changed, but so has her mother. Rhiannon only wishes that her parents can grow closer every day, then further apart. Jolene smiles to herself as she overhears this conversation. The next day, Jay wakes up as Alexander. He is amazed by the boy's mind and his thoughts. Jay fascinatedly observes Alexander's room. When he meets Rhiannon, Jay praises Alexander and tells her just how smart the boy is. Rhiannon had no idea that Alexander was this amazing, even though she has known him for a long time. Jay tells her that he is a special guy who is not built for high school, but for what comes next. After school, Jay takes Rhiannon to the playing field. The two spend time together laughing, blowing up soap bubbles and playing together. The day escapes them, and it is almost night. Rhiannon asks Jay if he could stay in Alexander for another day, but Jay is not sure. But he did it with Kelsey. Why not again? Jay tells her it was easier with Kelsey because she did not want to be here anymore. Rhiannon gets upset and drops his hand. Jay takes it again and sighs. It would make things much easier for them if he did stay. The next morning, Rhiannon gets dressed even before her mother can wake her up. She gets to school early and waits for Jay to show up. Jay shows up as Alexander. She is so happy that he stayed. When school ends, Jay asks her out on a date that night, but Rhiannon has to study for a test. She asks him if they can do it tomorrow. Jay is hesitant, but he agrees. He will just have to stay in Alexander for another day. The days start passing by, and Rhiannon is happier than she has been before. Jay resides in Alexander's body, and the two are seen around the school, kissing and holding hands. Even at home, Rhiannon's parents are starting to work on their relationship. One night, after a movie date, Jay checks Alexander's phone. He has got 3 missed calls from his mother, but Jay ignores them to spend more time with Rhiannon. The two are kissing outside Alexander's house. Rhiannon tells Jay that she loves him. He loves her too. The two are happy and giddy and in love. It is time for her to leave, but she decides to come into Alexander's house for a minute. When the two enter hand in hand, Jay is startled to see Alexander's mother and his aunt seated at the table, with a Happy Birthday Alexander balloon banner behind them. It was Alexander's birthday that day and Jay forgot. Rhiannon leaves, embarrassed. Later, Alexander is reprimanded by his mother. He promises to make up to his aunts. His mother is just disappointed. She tells him that he has a family who loves him, and he should not take that for granted. That gets Jay thinking. The next day, he tries to talk to Rhiannon, but she is busy at that moment. She tells him she will meet him later that night since Alexander's parents are not home. It is a date. Jay needs to talk to her about something important, but it can wait. Rhiannon makes up with her friend Rebecca. Rebecca is happy for Rhiannon and Alexander. She had always thought they should be together. That night, Rhiannon shows up at Alexander's place. Jay has decorated the whole place with candles. It is very romantic. He has also cooked food for her from Alexander's memory. Rhiannon is impressed. Jay tells her that it is all Alexander's mind. He feels horrible about forcing Alexander out of his own life. The boy has a family who loves him, and he has a great future ahead of him. Rhiannon just tells him that they will go back to how it used to be. Jay does not think that is a good idea anymore. Rhiannon tries to deflect the topic they are approaching, but Jay tells her that it is time for them to part ways. Jay cannot keep taking up someone else's life. He will always have to move. He will always be blocking someone perfect for Rhiannon. The girl can't stand it anymore. She does not want to hear it. But Jay goes on to tell her that Alexander is perfect for her. He is exactly the type of guy she will like, Jay can tell. Rhiannon tells Jay that he is her type. No one else. Jay does not want to live without her either. He has been alone his entire life, and now that he finally has someone, he does not want to let Rhiannon go either, but there is no other way. Alexander is perfect for Rhiannon, but the girl will not hear it anymore. She tells Jay that they can make it work. Jay wants to believe it as well, but they cannot. He asks Rhiannon to imagine their lives together. Throughout the years, he asks her to imagine how Jay will fit into her life. She can never tell anyone who he truly is. They can never truly get married, because he will never be the same person twice. He will be blocking her life, stopping her from having a normal life as they both grow up. And what would happen when he starts waking up as a married man? And what if someday Rhiannon gets pregnant? Whose child would that be? Some random guy she is never going to see again. Or Jay's. How can it ever be Jay's child when Jay does not have a physical form? He is just a spirit, changing bodies every day of his life. He cannot imagine stunting Rhiannon's growth like that. She deserves better. He tells her that she is both his first and only love, but she needs to move on. Rhiannon processes his words, and she understands them as well, but she does not want to let go. There are only 3 hours until midnight, and she wants to spend them with him. The two spend their last moments together, dancing and stargazing. Rhiannon wonders if they will ever meet again. Jay tells her that he has to hope that they will, but she has to believe they will not. Jay tells her that he will go far away from there. Rhiannon asks him to leave traces of himself and people. Soon, it is time for Jay to leave Alexander's body. As he drifts off to sleep, Rhiannon leaves. The next morning, Jay wakes up in the body of a girl named Katie. He gets in her car and drives away. When Rhiannon gets to school that day, she keeps looking for Jay everywhere, but even she knows that he is gone. Next to her locker, she sees Alexander, but he's no longer Jay. The boy smiles at her and tells her that she has got a nice smile. Rhiannon cannot help but think of Jay. It was something he used to tell her. Rhiannon smiles at him. She walks to class with Alexander and begins her life without Jay. Jay posts a picture on his Instagram. He has reached New York.